What's going on, YouTube? Appreciate y'all tuning into the channel. It's your boy e.dabeast. For today's video topic, we're going to be talking about how to set up your budget. Now, the first thing that you want to do when setting up your budget is you want to learn exactly how much you're bringing in. It's very, very critical so you can get an accurate picture and develop an accurate game plan for how you're going to move forward in terms of your finances and stuff like that. And how you could do that, the first thing is you could just go to whoever you bank with. You just got to go and find the banking statements. For me, I bank with Chase. All I got to go is I go to the Chase app, I log in, go to the banking statements, or if you're lazy, you could just go to the top. Chase got this thing called Snapshot. You could just go to the top, hit the snapshot, and it'll show you your last 3 months, the last 3 months of your income for the last 3 months. It will just show it. So there are 3 functions. So they got the daily, the monthly, and the yearly. So you just want to quickly, it's daily, weekly, and a monthly. So you just want to go to the monthly, and it'll give you, boom, just like that. It'll show the last 3 months, 3 months, how much income that you brought in the last 3 months. That's one way you could do it, or you could just use a budgeting app. Rocket Money is good. I use Rocket Money. You could use Nerd Wallet, so different budgeting apps and stuff like that to be able to track your income. But from my experience, a little bit more accurate if you go through the bank. Whoever you bank with, you just go to either you could just get the snapshot if you bank with Chase. I don't know how other banks do their stuff. You just got to go to the bank. You could either print out the banking statements, or you could just look at your statements online. I recommend you print it out so you'll be able to see it a lot clearer. So just to remove a lot of clutter, because it might be because it's a lot of words on the screen. It's a lot of transactions, on the screen. So just to read that, so I highly recommend that you just print it out and look at it, and just to really just get an idea. And the main thing is you want to look at the last 3 months. No need to go too far back because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. If you go too far back, you're gonna be like, oh man, what the heck? Your brain is gonna just explode. So just look back past the last 3 months is good enough, and you're good to go. So now, like, once you've done the first step and you've gotten a clear picture on your finances, the next thing you want to do is decide on your asset allocation. The popular methods, you can either go 50-30-20, 80-20, but I want you just to forget about those numbers real quick. The main thing is, once you do step 1 and you have a clear picture of where your finances is, your financial background, your financial situation is, then you want to tailor these percentages to your situation. It doesn't have to be 50-30-20. Some people like doing 25-25-25, but depending on your income level, depending on your needs, your wants, and if you want to save and invest, ain't no ifs. Like, if you're watching this channel, we're saving and investing, man. We can't be out here not investing. We can't. That's too big of a risk. You know what I'm saying? You got inflation. It's too big of a risk, man. We gotta be. I don't know about y'all, but we gotta be saving and investing over here. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not investing, if you feel like, oh, investing is too scary, all that stuff, the least you could do is save. And by the way, guys, if you want me to make a video on how to start investing and all that kind of stuff, just let me know down in the comment section. Yeah, there's several factors that go into it that for you to decide your asset allocation. But like it's really just gonna be based on your situation. So the 50-30-20, so you want to decide on your asset allocation, which the breakdown pretty much is 50% towards your needs, 30% towards wants, 20% towards investing. For me, how I do it, I just do 50% towards needs, 30% towards saving, 20% towards investing. That's how I do it for me. That's how I'm doing my budgeting plan right now. You could mix it up, you know what I'm saying? But for right now, just keep things simple. You don't have to do the 50-30-20 as I mentioned before. You could tailor it to your situation. You could do at 80, you could do 60% needs, 80%, depending on what your needs is and how many responsibilities. Some of us are a little bit older, so you might have more responsibilities. I'm on the younger side, so I don't have that much responsibility, so I could afford to take on more risk. So you want to just think about those two things, like, okay, let me think about my situation. What are things that need to get taken care of on a monthly basis, and base it off of that. So just to break it down, so for every $1,000 you make, 500 is going towards your niece. For every $1,000 again that you make, $300 is going towards saving. And then $200 is going towards investing. That's if you're following it the way I'm doing it. But feel free to customize it and tailor it to your situation. But don't go overboard or go too crazy with it. And also understand that this is not rigid. You know, you could be flexible with it. You know, it doesn't have to be, oh, I gotta hit 50. So some months you might be spending a little bit more. Some months you might spend a little bit less. But the main thing is just to have that game plan. You know what I'm saying? You're not just walking around like a headless chicken. You know what I'm saying? You have a game plan. Now, the next thing that you want to do is very, very crucial step is you want to set up automatic transfers. I know you're going to be like, man, automatic transfers? Is automatic going to be deducted from my account if I want to save or invest? Yes. You want to treat your saving and investing like how you do bills. You know, most people always pay their bills. You know, always pay their bills in time. They pay their bills. But the number one rule when it comes to your finances is you want to pay yourself first. You know, because if you keep paying other people first, you're making other people rich and you're not making yourself richer. It's kind of like hustling backwards. So how you pay yourself first is saving, you know, saving for a rainy day or saving for a rainy day, having an emergency fund. You know, once you do that, you know, save to invest. Now you're investing the money, paying your future self. You know, that's very, very critical to do that. So you want to treat that like a bill. You know, don't treat it like it's optional, secondary. I know it could be like investing is boring, all that kind of stuff, but you really want to take it serious. You know, how you take it serious, you want to set up automatic transfers. And if you're not yet comfortable yet, what you want to do is like, man, what's the number am I comfortable? What you want to do is you want to ask yourself, what's a certain amount that I'm comfortable with coming out my account every day? I mean, what you want to ask yourself, what's a dollar amount that I'm comfortable with coming out my bank account? You know, whether it be 50, whether it be 1,000, whether it be whatever it is, whatever you decide on your saving and investing, because, you know, most people pay their bills, you know, but it's where the saving and investing is where everything starts to plan it off. So yeah, once you decide on that number, just commit to it. You know, whether it be $10, you know, if you save $10 for every week, that's like $520. You know, opposed to that, you have $520 in savings opposed to zero. You know, that you're in a lot better situation than you were. And if you do that over 6 years, I know it's not gonna be much. You know, 500 times 6, that's 500 6 times. I'm doing the calculations right now. That's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. So approximately 2,500. Don't go crazy on my math. I'm doing this off the head, but approximately 2,500 as opposed to you having nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now you had 200,000, 2,500 saved up. Now you can invest. Now if you got an emergency, you're not gonna be stressing about it. You know that you got bread for it. You know, that's just the main thing with this budgeting thing, is to take away the stress that comes with, you know, finances, you know, because life gets stressful, you know what I'm saying? It's very important for you to make sure you have this, because, you know, even some of you got automatic transfers for your bills and stuff like that. So why not do the same thing when it comes to your saving and investing? It doesn't have to be a big amount, but just a small amount. Just, again, ask yourself, what's an amount that I could commit to, you know, each month? You know, just really think about it and just go with that. You know what I'm saying? And take it one month at a time. One month is crazy. 1 day at a time. Take it 1 day at a time and go from there, bro. Actually, scratch that. We're gonna take it one paycheck at a time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna build wealth one paycheck at a time. Now, the last and most important step is you want to commit to this for at least 3 to 6 months. You want to commit to this for at least 3 to 6 months. It's very, very important that you do this. Because if you don't commit to it, if you're up and down, if you're inconsistent with it, you're not really going to see any results. You had to do this for 3 to 6 months, man. You know, just to get your feet wet and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not going to be anything major. It's not going to be life-changing. But the main thing is we're trying to change those bad habits. you know, that you had developed over the years. You know, you want to change those bad habits. So you want to commit to doing this for 3 to 6 months and see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Really follow your game plan. Some months are going to be better than others, but at least you're putting forth that effort. You know, that's just the main thing, is putting forth that effort. That's all that matters. As long as you put that effort in, you put that time in, that's all that matters, you know. But not to ramble on too much, that's pretty much the video for today. If you enjoyed today's video topic and found some value, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.